Hey everyone, welcome to 2 Car Pros. My name is Ryan and today we're going to be changing the oil in a Saturn S series from the year 2000. Now the S series encompasses a bunch of different Saturns across the line. As long as your Saturn has the 1.9 liter inline 4, this video will apply to you. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and don some safety glasses, get our catch pan ready for the oil, and get started. All right, where we're working today is underneath the vehicle in front of basically the passenger footwell, and you're looking for this drain bolt here, and it's a 14 millimeter. There's not really enough clearance for a ratchet, so we're gonna go ahead and use a wrench and get our drain pan ready. And we can see that the seal on this drain bolt is already failed. You can see how icky it is and how much crud is falling off of it already. There we go. We're going to go ahead and let that drain and head over to the workbench with our drain bolt. Alright, so we have our drain bolt here. It's what it looks like, and we can see that the seal has failed, or it almost looks like someone silicone rubbered it or something. It does not look very good, so we're going to grab a little pick tool and pry whatever's left of this off. You know what? It is not an actual O-ring. This is just silicone rubber that somebody, or RTV, for those of you out there, that somebody's just gone with silicone rubber RTV and put it on there and hoped it worked, and it clearly did not. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up real good using some carburetor spray. So we want this mating surface nice and clean here so we can accept our new seal. Now you can get these basically anywhere. I buy them in bulk of 100s. That's what I'll put down below in the description. But if you don't want to buy 100 of them, which I understand, you can get them at AutoZone or any kind of auto parts house. Oil pan drain bolt washers are fairly common, and I like these because they have like a brass, they're basically a brass O-ring with a rubber O-ring inside of it, and they fit almost every single oil pan drain bolt fairly well. And we can see that this one's really nice because it actually sits in that recess perfectly. So it's going to make a nice seal for us. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is grab some carburetor spray and clean off that mating surface real well. So that way we have a nice clean seal when we replace it. Go ahead and replace that drain bolt there. And since this is basically just holding oil back, medium tight is good, or basically wrist tight. I have a torque spec for you if you absolutely need one, but just tight's good. It's just holding oil back. It's not actually holding anything to anything else. Alright, so conveniently located next to the oil pan drain bolt where we were just working, this blue thing up there is actually your engine oil filter. And it's in a interesting location, that's for sure. It's going to need a lot of cleaning once we get it nice and loose. So it's in a pretty awkward spot. We're just going to position our oil pan catch basin as best we can and try to wrestle it off there. And if it gets stuck and it's really insanely tough to get off, you can remove the passenger inner wheel well and tire to get a better angle so you can come at it from the right as well. And I'm hoping it's just nice to it spins off. So I use some large channel locks there to break it loose, and then hopefully I can get it by hand from here and get my oil catch pan ready, because it's just going to kind of dribble everywhere. And I'm just going to let it pee out for a little while. Now that the flow has slowed down a little bit, we can go ahead and take it off there. There we go. We can go ahead and remove our oil filter and dump that out. Now you can see on this oil filter, the O-ring came along with the oil filter. Now, if you don't see a black O-ring here, you need to look up on that mating surface way up there and peel it off and clean that off real well with carburetor spray like we're going to right now. Because if you put two seals on, when you put the new oil filter on there, it won't seal correctly and you'll make a big mess and you're doing the job all over again. Neat. Go ahead and make sure that mating surface is nice and pristine clean so we don't get any kind of leaks. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but it's fairly buried up there. So just take my word on it. And then we're also going to clean off the path the oil took down from the oil filter. with some carburetor spray and shop towel. So the oil filter we're using today is an STP S3614. I will leave a link down below in the description to it, as well as a AC Delco alternative if I can find one. And we can go ahead and remove it. And you want to do this at the store. Don't take the seal off at the store, but make sure that there is an O-ring on there, because if there's no seal, don't buy it. You know, buy a different one that actually has the seal, because sometimes people come in the stores and they just kind of yoink these and walk off with them. They're easy to steal. So we're going to go ahead and take off this plastic seal here, and then we're going to grab some of our new oil, apply it to our, put some new oil on our fingertip here, apply it to this O-ring, get that nice and wet. It doesn't need to be drenched or dripping, just a nice film on there, and no, you don't need to pre-fill your oil filter. The oil filter will fill itself within a second of starting the engine when we do that later. And we can go ahead and reapply this onto our engine. Alright, we can go ahead and replace our oil filter here. And a good rule of thumb for tightness is snug and then 3/4 turns additional. It even says it on some oil filters, or as tight as you can with one hand. And don't use any tools when you're tightening an oil filter on. So that's snug, and we're just going to go another 3/4 turn beyond that. Or as tight as you can with one hand, no tools. And that's pretty good right there. So right up here is where your oil filter mounts on your engine, and it's a little bit of a trek to get it up there, but it's not too bad. As long as we make sure that mating surface is clean when we install the filter, we should be good to go. Alright, so now we can do the exciting part, adding our oil. We're going to go ahead and remove our oil cap here, place a funnel. And unfortunately it doesn't like to sit there, so we're going to have to hold the funnel while we pour. And we're going to go ahead and put 4 quarts in of 5W30. I'll leave a link down below in the description to a decent synthetic. Go ahead and remove our funnel and replace our cap, and we're going to go ahead and let it run for about 40 seconds or so. Alright, we've let the engine run for about 40 seconds or so. Go ahead and pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, and insert it all the way back in, making sure to not short stick ourselves. There we go. And we can see that our nice thick oil line is in the cross hatching towards the full side. If you want to add a little bit more, like 1/4 of a quart, you can go ahead and do that so it's right up to the full line, but I'm pretty happy with where it's at, because if you overfill it, then you have to drain it, and basically you're doing the whole job again. So this is perfectly good after we've ran it for 40 seconds. So that's how to replace the engine oil and filter for your Saturn S series vehicle. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, there is a bunch of Saturns this applies to, so what you're really looking for is the 1.9 liter engine size. Other than that, it's pretty simple and straightforward, and a great way to keep your Saturn running on the road and saving a ton of money while doing it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.